Hey guys, what's up? So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to build out an entire lead list for your cold email campaigns. So I just built out like a little bit of like a lucid chart going over our process, where we grab data from, where we take it to, how we get the emails, how we verify, and things like that. And I'm just going to take you guys through our entire process of building a campaign for marketing companies, right? So what we're going to do, as I said, build out the campaign. We're going to use an external data source, which is called clutch.co, which I'll go into in a little bit on what it is and how to scrape. And then we're going to go and get the leads from Apollo, or get the emails from Apollo, verify, make sure the emails are actually valid, that we can email them. Hey guys, just want to cut into the video really quickly and announce our new launch of Lead Academy. So for $99, you get access to scrapers like Built With, Store Leads, Clutch, Agency Vista, Google My Business, Yellow Pages, GetLaka, and a lot more. You also get 24 hours plus, of course, content, 3 weekly group coaching calls, community of lead generation experts, plug and plays like real sales calls, VSL templates, things like that. And we're offering a 50% discount to all people upgrading to the Professor plan, meaning it's $50 for the first month you use it. And on top of that, we have a 7-day money-back guarantee, which I can guarantee you're not going to be using just because we provide a lot of value. So use code LEADS50 and we go live in 72 hours for the new launch. And the link is in the description, and I'll see you guys there. Clean the company names just so they are valid for our cold email campaigns. And pretty much just take that data, we'll connect our email scripts, and then launch a campaign through SmartLead. So the first step is heading to our data source. So I'm going to head over to clutch.co, which, as I said, is just a database full of, marketing agencies, design companies, pricing and packaging, things like that. But I'm going to go to marketing just because, for our company, Borks.io, we do lead generation for marketing companies. So this is where I'm going to start. So I'll probably just do digital marketing just to start out of. And there's 96,000 companies. I'm pretty much going to scrape every company here just because, you can't hurt to have more data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. And as you can see, right, this is, Lead Academy. This is our private, community full of lead generation agency owners. And essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrape this list, right, which, with the Professor plan, you actually get access to do so. So I'm going to put in the link here. How many pages do I want scraped? I'm going to go back to Clutch, and I'm going to go to, let's see, the last page is 1939. So I'm going to scrape pages 1939. So this is going to be every single person. So this will be like 96,000 or as much data as it can pull. And then minimum service percentage, I'm just going to do 1, meaning the actual percentage of digital marketing that they do in this instance, which is going to be 1%. And then press enter, and then it's going to scrape that data. And then I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to unpause when I actually can grab the data. All right, so as you can see, this is the data that I got from the Discord bot. I stopped a little bit early just because I wanted to just get this done, but it scraped 62,000 websites, which is perfect. These are all agencies. You can see branding, creative, media buying, pretty much our ideal customer profile. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all this fluff, and I'm just going to keep the domain. That's what we need to get the emails. I'm just going to follow the next steps on the lucid chart. All right, so now the next steps, once we have our initial data, right, which is here, we're going to head over to apollo.io for further filtering and grabbing the emails. So what I'm going to do is I have apollo.io open. This is what it's going to look like. Head over to the search tab. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to import these domains into this section right here where it says company, include a list of companies. Now, the maximum you can enter at a time is, I believe it's 7,000. So I'm just going to do the first 7,000 just to show you as an example. But if you're making a bigger list, you would just separate this by 7,000 and you just keep building different lists. But I'm going to import this 7,000. And let's see. So let's go to the company tab. Out of 7,000 companies, Apollo has 5,000 they have access to. And now I'm going to come here for further filtering, right? So what does that mean, right? Let's say I want to only work with companies in North America. So this would be obviously the United States, Canada, Mexico, etc. And I want to work with, typically we work with higher end companies. So, 11 to 100 employees as an example. So we'll add that. And then we'll have, we don't really need an industry and keyword just because we got that from our initial data source, which was the marketing companies from Clutch. Now the next step is to actually grab the people that work there, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to job titles because this is going to be the exact kind of job title I want to speak to, right? So if I'm offering marketing services to marketing companies, I want to speak to someone that can actually get on the call with me, is a decision maker that can actually make a decision. So I'll just do a couple as an example. CEO, let's do CMO, CBO, COO, and then just some other just industry. Just obviously we make these lists a lot, so I can just give you guys a few different examples of what works and who we get on calls with mostly. So executives, chair, head, we could do board, anyone on the board, anyone that has anything to do with marketing, president, director, and I can go on, but pretty much those are the ones we want to be using. And as you can see right here, let me see if I can get a good example. Apollo does not have access to this email, right? So we want to exclude every email that Apollo doesn't have. So we're going to click on likely to engage and verified, meaning Apollo actually has this data. And out of this entire, data right here, we have almost 5,000 key decision makers at marketing companies that we imported from Clutch, right? So now what's the next step, right? The next step is to head over to Export Apollo, right? And Export Apollo is it's a platform that lets you scrape data from Apollo. Just because Apollo, I'm pretty sure I can show you guys, they're extremely expensive, and that's why we would use a third party, data. So I think for, let's see, it's for, let's say for this entire list, it would have costed us $250. So for 5,000 credits, it would have costed us $250, right? But if you just go through Export Apollo, it would be, I'm gonna log in. It would be for 5,000, it would be, so it'd be half of that, so $20, right? So it's 10 times cheaper than buying it straight from Apollo. So that's why we use these third-party sources. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over and I'm going to put the Apollo link here, name the list. I'm just going to name this test list, and I'm not going to scrape 5,000 different leads just because there's just, there's no point because I'm not going to be actually using this list. I'm just going to scrape 100 contacts just to show you guys a quick example, and then press scrape. And I'm going to pause this video and unpause when I actually grab that data. Okay, so as you can see, right, the lead list is done, right? The 100 leads are done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click scraped list and download this list, right? I'm going to press on download, and then I'm going to open up a new Google Sheet to import this data. So the file, import right there. All right, so this is all the data we get from Export Apollo, right? So we get first name, last name, full name, title, headline, seniority, email status, pretty much anything you need for your cold email campaigns. I only keep this data, so it would be anything like this. I pretty much only need this data, right? So now this is 100 leads. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to verify these leads, right? So I'm going to make sure that these leads are valid for my cold email campaigns, and essentially, without boring you guys, what it's called Million Verifier. But what Million Verifier does is it sends a test email to these emails, and if it goes through, it's valid. If it doesn't go through, it is not valid. Because if your email accounts are consistently going through and not ending up in the inbox, then your deliverability will go down, because Alec and Google do not like that. Alec and Google want your accounts to go to receiving accounts. So what I'm going to do is import this data. 99 should take really, really, really quickly, or should be really quick, because obviously it's not that many email accounts. And let's see. So let's let this run. Should be a little bit, and then I'll show you guys the next steps after that. We're right here, and yeah. So just as we go, I'll show you guys what it looks like. But the verified email accounts, right? We're going to use those, for our campaigns. The risky ones, sometimes what you could do is you could set them aside and then you can use other data sources other than Apollo to get those emails. For this instance, we're not going to do that. We never really do that just because we have a lot of data to work with. And then the ones that are invalid, we just throw them away and, they're bad, right? You can't use them. And now, as you can see, right, 96 are already verified, 3 emails are in queue. I'm just going to stop this just because it's done pretty much. It's going to take forever to get the last one. But as you can see, right, 73% of emails are valid, 20% are risky, and then 7 are bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to export the good emails only, right? These are emails that I can actually email, for my cold email campaigns. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this data back in here, place current sheet, and delete this. This is just telling you that the data is good, right? So now this is a full verified list, right? And the last part of this is, as you can see, if you're cold emailing and you're adding the company name in the script, right? Let's just say you have a cold email script and you say, hey, John, I can help, you would put the actual company name here. With marketing needs, something like that, right? But if in the cold email campaigns, if you're using this name as a variable and you put this in, right, it's going to say, I can help communication strategy group in parentheses CSG, with their marketing need. It looks very weird. It looks very inhumane. And that's not what we want, right? For our cold email campaigns, we want to make them look as humane as possible, right? So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to download this list and we're going to want to format or clean the names. And I'll show you an example of what that would look like, right? So let's say we have Borks LLC, Borks Inc., all capital Borks, Borks email marketing since 1996, all these things. All of these should format to Borks. Because if I launch a cold email campaign and I say, hey, I can help Borks Inc. with their marketing needs or all capital Borks, it doesn't seem real. Like no human would type that in. But a real human would type in just Borks with 1 capital. Now, since I downloaded that list, what I want to do is I'm going to come over back to Lead Academy, and I'm going to do / format company names, and I'm going to drag in that file. So drag in the file that I just downloaded, and then press enter. And now the names will come back to me through a DM, and I'll show you guys what that looks like in a second. All right, there you go. As you can see, right, I got a DM. There you go. 73 names formatted. Visit. And there you go. As you can see, this is what it used to look like, right? All these, this one and this one, just, they don't look good. Now, all formatted using AI. And now we can plug these into our cold email campaigns. And obviously now we have a full lead list of marketing companies from another data source, their emails verified and cleaned company names. And that's pretty much it, right? That's the entire process of building a valid lead list. If that helps, if you guys found this valuable, leave a like down below, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.